Oh, we are so back. Good morning, everybody. Hope we're all doing well. Have a drink in front of you. And what are you guys doing on this fine and dandy day? The CS stories will continue. We will have videos for the rest of this week as we've had tons of spice, tons of drama, and a little bit of beef here and there. And speaking of potential beef, including two players that I really do admire, two players that I really do like, and have seen a pretty decent start so far this year. That being first, JL, one of the better trash talkers out there in the game. Of course, Navi been through a bit of a turbulent time, maybe still not fulfilling expectations of what we were hoping for this year. And when they were facing off against a team from Turkey, that being Eternal Fire and Xantares, who has had a tremendous start to the year, things got a little spicy as people thinking they may have potential beef. It kind of first started when JL yelled, and I thought this was a comedic moment, right? I thought it was just very funny where Xantares was shooting his body and JL let out a little yell.
In a full house on a Saturday night.
That arena is awesome. It's going to be very special for whoever gets to compete there.
We're really losing our marbles now, aren't we?
But it wasn't until after the match, and I don't know how you guys catch these moments. I first, at full speed, I had to watch this clip 4 times for me to realize JL was going for all the little dap-ups and then just went right past Xantares. So for any of you guys who actually caught that, you guys got laser eyes for this kind of stuff. But JL refusing to handshake Xantares has now sparked up a little something.
And the Turkish team come out on top and do it in style.
A lot of poise from the Eternal Fire players, really well put together in some of the rounds, some of the ways that they were able to bring rounds back.
And I will say, I don't think this is this big of a deal. I think this is actually great for rivalries out there, and it has now painted a whole new picture for me when I watch Eternal Fire, when I watch Xantares versus JL, and I want that rematch. It means it's going to be awesome. I will say the downside of this kind of beef and these kind of things going viral is I saw a lot of threads out there hating on JL. Like, you guys are allowed as pro players to have rivalries, and maybe there were things said or things exchanged between these two that we don't know about that led to that moment. I am not here to judge Xantares shooting bodies or whatever was said and JL's reaction to it. I am here to soak it up and use that as fuel for the next time we see these guys go head to head. I mean, that's a great talking point, right? Hopefully the desk catches on to that. Hopefully us fans will be watching that. And then maybe after the end of that match, they hug each other. Maybe they kiss. You never know. But is there Xantares and JL beef? Based on what we have seen, I would say yes. I don't think you usually miss the handshake unless it was an accident. You never really know. We'd see if JL will actually talk about this, but Blast Lisbon, more importantly, does continue. And both these teams, they still got a shot to do a lot this year, including at this LAN event. So we'll see who actually comes out on top. And someone finally feeling like he is doing something to come out on top is G2 Malbs. And it's been a weird story because I didn't really think about this till this morning, about when you read the tweet that Malbs put out with them now making playoffs for Lisbon. It's going to be their best result of the year. They definitely need a turnaround. I didn't really think about the pressure on these guys' shoulders. When you have someone like Malbs who joins G2 initially, and they have that initial spark and are obviously a top contender with Nico on the team, but you are set to replace this man. And of course, it's G2, one of the more popular teams in all of Counter-Strike. The pressure on this kid's shoulders has to be so immense. And I hadn't really given that a proper grasp until he tweeted out this about himself, saying, after a really rough time, I finally felt like I did something for the team. I want to apologize to everyone rooting for us and my crap performance. As I've said before, I know about my performance and I'm trying my best to change this and come back both mentally and in the server. But leaving this crappy crap behind, we made it to Lisbon and we are back to the arena and now debut in crowd for my boy Heavy God. Let's go. And this is great to see. A little resurgence from G2, maybe a win or a top 8 placement. In this case, a top 6 placement guaranteed is all they need to turn things around. And we will see what G2 shows up in this arena. This is the first real challenge for this completely new lineup to prove, can they do it without Nico? And we all know that will be the storyline tied to these guys. So can they do it? And can they keep Munacy happy? And can they keep him around if they do well? And can they turn around their season? We shall wait to see. But it's nice seeing Malbs say then you feel for the guy, but it's nice also seeing all these guys responding to each other on Twitter and social media. So maybe things are turning around over in the G2 camp. And speaking of some short news and some big turnarounds out there for French CS, hey, it looks like 3D Max has now secured some funding. Last time we talked about them, they had the controversial gambling sponsorship with CSGO Empire, which they then terminated, I believe, within a day or two because of backlash. But hopefully, you know, it was really split because because people were like, they need to get paid. They actually have to pay their players, and we want them in Counter-Strike. But then you're taking a sponsor that is very controversial, has been doing some crazy things on social media, and I was right there in the middle because I understood why they did it. And then you have other big people out there in the scene, like HLTV is taking the same sponsors. So why are we judging a team for doing it and not everyone? It felt like a really tough situation for 3D Max to be in. Apparently have still found some sort of funding, as they are set to extend the roster contracts for the entire roster, I should say, for a couple of years, thanks to Sheep Esports. Great reporters, by the way, especially in French CS, but also in League of Legends. They do a great job. And according to them, Gentlemates was actually trying to get into Counter-Strike for the first time. They recently joined Rocket League. They are a very well-known presence, but it will not be them getting the 3D Max roster. No, no, no. They are locking the boys in, including Bode, for 2 years. So congrats to 3D Max. And then very lastly, I want to show you guys an insane matchmaking clip that went viral on Reddit. I also posted this, and I found the guy on Twitter because he reached out. He was like, thanks for sharing. I was like, dude, it was your clip. You did awesome. That was sick. But I also felt bad for the guy he boosted on top of in this clutch. That will never happen to me in matchmaking. Here it is.
Imagina a reação dos caras.
Como é que pensou nisso, meu? Já teria matado o cara.
Vai muito frio.
Isso é o que diferencia um cara
Teve uma
profissional.
calzinha também.
Caralho, velho.
Gênio.
O rato do Tony. Um pouco esse cara que tava embaixo, esse cara.
And as per usual, thanks to all of you guys who have been watching. Thanks to ThunderPick, our esports betting sponsor, 21 plus only. Please bet responsibly. Hopefully going to be bringing them with us to the major and meeting a lot of you guys. You guys have also been leaving a lot of comments. I feel like I'm going to meet some of y'all at the Austin major or at DreamHack Dallas. It's going to be a super fun time. So if you guys ever see me, feel free to yell very not nice things at me, and I'll know it's one of you guys. All right, till next time, drink up for me, okay? Here's my coffee, my espresso and chocolate milk. I cannot wait, and I'll be seeing you back here sometime soon. Maybe a double upload, or at the very least, very early tomorrow morning, because the CS drama, it does not stop, nor do we. Till next time, take care, y'all.